Hello, this is Deirdre and I want to make another video for you today. I had an email from a client who said to me, why does tapping work? You know, I do a lot of videos talking about when we clear what we hold within using Fast EFT that our whole life changes. But what he wanted to know was exactly how does tapping work? Why does it work? So this is what this video is about. So how does it work? Well, the first thing that Fast EFT does by using the tapping system is that it actually uses the body's own system, which is we think the thought and then the body follows. Okay, so perception in the mind is felt in the body. And I invite you to have a wee go at this yourself, and then you'll see how exactly it does work. So what I would say typically to someone I was trying to explain to would be, just think of something. Think of something good. Think of something nice. You know, just, I've had a brilliant week here, so I'll just think about all the things that people I saw and laughs and crack that I had. And as I think those thoughts, then I feel good. So how do I feel good? Well, I actually feel good in my body. It's a physical thing. So equally then, we'll just clear the screen and then I'll think about something bad. Well, a couple of times this week I had really good opportunities to heal, which meant that I started to get into some emotional trauma. And that's always a wee bit scary. So I can go back there, just think about that fear. And as I think about that, well, obviously it's not as bad as it was then because I've cleared a lot of it, but I can start to feel a wee bit of anxiousness in my body. So how does that work? Well, actually it's a physical feeling in my organs, in the organs of my body. And okay, so it's not really that bad because I'm feeling really good today. So this is how the mind-body works. We think the thoughts and then the body follows. And essentially what it is, it's based on the fight or flight process where, you know, we protect our bodies by, if a bear comes around the corner, we get ready to fight it or flight, run, okay? And the third one is freeze. But actually we think the thought, we see the thing and we feel it in our bodies. Okay, so that's the first part of the Fast EFT system. It uses that system that the body is using already. And the second thing then that it does is it interrupts that pattern. That's what the tapping does. So we think the thought, then we feel the feeling, and then we tap on the meridians to break the circuitry, to break the message from the mind to the body. So that's why we do that. So, well, what is that and why would you do that? Well, the meridian points represent the organs of the body that react when we're preparing for fight or flight. Okay, so there's the liver, the kidney, the stomach. All the meridian system represents all the different organs of the body. Okay, so that's why the specific tapping thing works. You think the thought in the mind and the body always follows. That's what happens. So we think the thought, you think anxious, then feel it in your body, then notice how you know, and that's when you're aiming, and then you tap. I let it go. I release and let it go. I let it go. And when you're doing this action, what you're doing is you're breaking up the system, the brain, body, mind, body system. So you're breaking it up. And what you're essentially doing in the big picture is you're destroying neural pathways in the brain so that it becomes more and more difficult to respond in that way when you have that thought. Okay? So then the thoughts just become less and less fearful. And then it becomes more and more difficult to feel not so good. So that's really that's why we tap. That's why we do this thing here, okay? Now, the other thing about it is that as you become more and more familiar with this, the mind builds up the system. So there comes a time when you actually don't even need to tap, because you become clever at changing the perception. So say for example, here I am in America, and I set myself a goal that I wanted to drive in America. So I've had a few attempts at it, and here I am today driving. So I went for a wee drive there, and I'm on my own, on the other side of the road, and then I start to notice things that, for example, here they have stop signs and you have to stop at junctions. But I knew that, but what I didn't know until today was that they have signs before the stop sign to tell you that there is going to be a stop sign. So that's just a way that they do it here. So my awareness is heightened because I'm focused on driving in a different country, something new coming into my life. And so as I do that, and I get further and further away from the house, certain pictures started to come into my mind. I started to hear wee noises in the engine, and I thought, okay, it's 100 degrees here today, and there's a wee clicking noise I start to hear in the engine. I start to think, I'm too far away from home. I don't have any phone with me. What happens if something starts to go wrong? So then I'm thinking these thoughts, I'm making pictures in my mind, and my body starts to follow. I start to feel tightness, a wee bit of anxiety, a kind of caughtness in my chest, something like that. But I know enough to know now that this is how the mind-body works, and that I'm just creating these things. So I'm driving, so I'm not actually tapping. So what I do is I mentally tap. I just let it go. Side of my eye, I let it go. Underneath my eye, I let it go. Collarbone, I let it all go. Take a deep breath in, and I bring my body back to peace. So I didn't actually do any tapping, but I did change how I held what I was holding inside, in my mind, in my brain. And as I changed that representation, then I just brought my body back to peace. So I hope that helps you. I hope that helps you to understand why tapping works. What we're doing is we're using the mind-body system, which is perception, what we see, what we think, felt. Okay? So then what we do is we cut the message from the mind to the body. We cause the disruption. Okay? And we let it go, using the meridians, let it all go. Deep breath in, and bring our bodies back to peace. Okay? So, I hope that's helped you. I'm so excited about being here in Oklahoma. I'm at Robert Smith's house here today. Guess what? We're heading off to Hawaii tomorrow. Incredible. My life is amazing. We're going to a place called Habilitat, which is a drugs and alcohol rehabilitation unit. And I'm going to learn so much there. And I'm going to teach so much there. There's somebody there waiting to hear what I have to give them. And there's somebody there going to give me some new insight. And that's the way this whole thing works. It's just amazing. And when you come into this awareness, that's the other part of tapping, of fast EFT tapping, is the belief system. And I'll do another video on that in Hawaii. I'll do that in Hawaii. But it's all so amazing, and your life can be amazing too. It's always up to you. Do this work. Get help from a practitioner. Help yourself. Go on to my videos, go on to Robert Smith's videos, watch them, tap with them, use the tapping process. And even if you don't believe it, just do it anyway. It does work. You don't even have to believe it. And when you do this, your whole world will change. Well, that's if you want it to. If there's something in your life not working and you want it to change, this is the answer. This absolutely is the answer. So you're lucky. You got the answer today if this is the first time. And if you've been watching them before and you need another wee bit of inspiration, you've got more of it. And always remember, the core of it is, the bottom line is, be nice to you. Take care of you. Love yourself in a better way. Make good pictures up here. I hope whatever you're doing today, you're having a really, really good one. Talk to you again soon. Bye.